Hey guys, Dude Dreamer. Here I am back in my van. And yeah, towels didn't get done yet. Well, anyway, I'm out on my break right now from the school right now, so I decided to talk to you guys real quick. Wanted to talk about something that was very interesting. It has something to do with the Mighty Number 9 Kickstarter campaign that was announced by Kiji himself on Kickstarter, and I first heard about this from Mr. Weenie, and I was online. I was reading some of his comments to see what people thought about his thoughts on it, and there was one particular comment that was very interesting to me. I'm actually going to read it to you. It's by this guy named Abraham, and this is what he has to say. I'm going to put a screenshot of the comment right there. He said this: that money could go to Africa, where actual people needs it a lot. And you know, I was thinking about it because I went back to Kickstarter and noticed that Kickstarter, the campaign, last time I checked, was over close to $2 million, and the goal was actually for 900,000. As of right now, I believe it's actually over 2 million by now, and it's not even a month yet. It's actually a month campaign, and I'm really interested in how much it's going to raise by the end of this month. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a lot of money going into this video game. So, but yeah, what Abraham said was actually a valid point. You know, pretty much what he was trying to say is, you know, that people do sometimes donate money to people who don't really need it. You know what I mean? That people are quick to donate something that people are going to get material things, you know what I mean, rather than donate money to people that's going to benefit them when they're on hardships, whether it's, you know, they're surviving from a hurricane or other natural disasters, people who are homeless, people who are starving and stuff like that. So I get what he's saying. I kind of wish he didn't use the Africa thing, because I think it's a little bit stereotypical using they're starving people in Africa. There's starving people everywhere in the world, you know what I mean? So it's not just Africa or anything like that, but I get what he's saying. But yeah, like I said, you know, there are times that people are quick to give money to material things rather than give it to people who actually need it when they're in hardships and stuff like that. I mean, you ever seen like those programs where people are raising money for charity and stuff? Yes, they have a goal, and it takes a while to complete that goal. You know what I mean? It usually takes a while to complete that goal, and it's kind of funny that people are quick to want to see this project go see the light, rather than helping someone who's less fortunate. So I get what he's saying. But there was another comment on there, it was a reply to his comment, that also made a good point. And this is by some guy named Oliver. Screenshots over there, you can read it for yourself. And he said, then make a Kickstarter campaign for an African aid project. I'm being dead serious here. If you're that passionate about trying to help people in Africa, use crowdfunding to do it. And I think what he's trying to say is that if you're going to be on this whole pedestal soapbox saying that this money, which is close to $1 million or over $2 million, that could go to someone who needs it. If you're that passionate about it, then make your own campaign and do something about it. Be a philanthropist or something like that. And I get what he's trying to say too, you know, because there are people out there who would like to use that as a way to try to make people feel guilty for donating money to video games rather than donate it to someone who is in a hardship or something like that, yet that person don't get up and do it themselves. That kind of makes them a hypocrite, and he was right for saying that. You know, you practice what you preach. And there are people out there who do that, especially when it comes to the Kickstarter. They always use that charitable excuse, saying that, you know, this could have went to charity. Why did it go to something like this that's pretty much meaningless, especially if someone that is actually able to do it themselves, if they have the money for it. Like Sylvester Stallone, for example, has the money to actually fund a movie without having to ask people to you know, to please fund this for me so we get this movie on the way. But you know, so for those two individuals, I get their point. You know, they both have valid points. You know, I'm not saying that Abraham is sitting on his ass and just trying to be a moral person or something like that, saying that, you know, oh, this should have went to something and makes him feel good about himself. You know, I don't know him, so he might be one of those guys that actually goes out there and actually does things for charity and stuff like that. But you know, both people have a point, you know, and I think that people who use that as a way to try to make people feel guilty about the Kickstarter, use it as a way of saying that Kickstarter is immoral, is not a good thing to try to change people's minds about it. Because at the same time, the people who are doing the Kickstarter are not pulling their arm or put a gun to their head and said, donate money or give me your money so I can make this thing. People do give their money on their own volition, you know what I mean? And the same thing when people give their money to on their own volition to charity and stuff like that. So like I said, I think both have good points. Those guys have good points, and they both have an understanding. I just think that people who are very, very anti-Kickstarter, who will quickly want to use that and they don't do anything themselves or practice what they preach, is in the wrong. And no one should make people feel guilty for wanting to dish out their own money that they earn themselves to any project. It's their money, they do what they want with it. But at the same time, it's something to think about. People are quick to want to see a video game come to light rather than seeing people get out of hardship. So, but anyway, what do you guys think about what I said about the whole thing? Do you think it's right for people to donate money to Kickstarter to people who pretty much might have money to actually make it themselves, or do you think money should be going to charity instead of those things and stuff like that? So feel free to comment down below, tell me what you think, and we'll go from there. All right, take care.